Hi class, this is course 3, lesson 45, ratio problems that involve totals. We're just going to do one example today. The hardest part about ratio problems involving totals is knowing whether you're dealing with one of the two numbers in the ratio or the total number. And so we'll use a ratio box. So here's an example problem. The ratio of football players in the room to soccer players was 5 to 7. If there were 48 people in the room, how many were football players? And so we can use a ratio box and we can list all of the items here. We can say football player. We can list soccer. And then we can put a total. And we will end up with a ratio column and an actual column. Box that all in nice for you there. Now we need to put the numbers in the right spot. So the ratio of football players to soccer players was 5 to 7. So it tells me it's a ratio, and it tells me football first. So 5 is football in the ratio column and 7 is soccer in the ratio column. Then it says if there were 48 people in the room. Okay, so those are actual people, right? So they're actual people, and it didn't tell me if they were football or were soccer players. It's just 48 total people. So that goes here. How many were football players? That's what I need. I need to know football players. So this is where I'm going to put my variable. And then we need to use some of the other numbers that we were given so that we can write a proportion. Okay, so we're going to need this 5 in this x column because that's going to be the numerators of our proportion. But I need either this actual number of soccer players or I need the ratio total of players. There's no way that I can get this actual soccer players, right? I don't know how many football players there are, so I don't know how many soccer players there are. However, if I know that there were 5 football players and 7 soccer players, then I know my ratio total is 12, which I can put here, and I can use the 48. So I don't actually use this other than to say 5 plus 7 gives me 12. Because whatever's here, actual football players plus the actual soccer players, is going to give me 48 people. And now I can use my cross products to solve this proportion. So I could say 12x equals 5 times 48. Okay, and then I'm going to go up over here and do the 48 times 5. 240. So 12x equals 240. And I'm going to divide by 12. And I'm going to get x equals 20. So there were 20 football players. In the room. Okay, now you maybe looked at this and said, well, 12 times 4 is 48, so 5 times 4 is 20. That's perfectly fine. I just wanted to give you another example of how to use cross products. That's kind of all there is to it when you're using ratio boxes and solving ratio problems that involve totals. Again, it's just kind of tricky, and you have to pay attention to what they tell you in the problem and write the ratio box accordingly. Okay, with that, I'll see you in class.